Hey Joe, hey Charlie, just want to give you guys a quick video so that you could better understand the market analysis and how I arrive at a value. So there's a lot of other data and research that goes into coming up with the value outside of what you're going to see in this video, but what the documents you see in this video are what I typically present to a client. So one of the first places I go when I'm looking to come up with a value is the tax records, and I want to see what the total assessed value of the property is. So you can see this one's total assessed value is at $571,800. Now I know that the total assessed value is usually much less than the actual market value. So we usually operate on an 80% rule just to give us a ballpark idea of where the actual market value could be. So when we look at this 571,800, it's 80% of $714,750. Now this is not a great way to come up with a value. This is just a much better picture of value than the assessed value. The assessor will typically underassess a value because they don't want angry homeowners showing up at the assessor's office because they're paying too much in taxes, so they always err on the side of caution. Next thing I would look at is the last time the property was sold. So we can see here that they purchased the property in 2014. They closed on it in June of 2014, and they purchased it for $520,000. So I want to know over the past 4 years, is it reasonable to think that they've seen that kind of increase in value? I believe that it is. Over the course of those 4 years, the market has consistently gotten better in terms of average home value, and then they've also improved the condition of the home as well. So looking at that number, it is pretty low, but I don't think that's a good indication of value. I would more look at that number as a good indication that if they want to be aggressive and negotiate, they have the ability to do so. So next thing I look at is going to be a square footage analysis, and it's going to be an analysis of the entire school district within our price range. So you can see I set the price range at $600,000 to $900,000 here. I wanted to make sure that every home on this list had a basement, because when we're looking at price per square foot, this analysis will not factor in basements. So I need to make sure that my sample size, either they all have basements or they all do not have basements. In this case, they all do have basements. And what I know about square footage is square footage and size of home have this inverse relationship. So when we look at the size of a home, the smaller a home is, the more it should get per square foot. On the other side of that coin, the larger homes, they're typically going to get less per square foot than the smaller home. So if we just look at a few numbers as an example, if we see this home here at 2,584 square feet, they got $203 per square foot. So in this small sample right here, that's the smallest home, and it did get the most per square foot. If we look at the largest home at 4,781 square feet, they got $120 per square foot. That's the largest home, and they got the lowest amount per square foot. So when we crunch those numbers, mapping out that relationship, we can find the square footage of our home, which is going to be just over 4,300 square feet, and we can draw a line directly down using that relationship, and we're going to see about where we should fall in line price per square foot. It's not a hard number. This is just another great way to see ballpark price. Are they in the neighborhood? Are they being reasonable when they list that home for $740? So when we come down for our size of home, that's going to put us at about $165 per square foot. We're going to multiply it by the main and upper square footage, and that's going to put us right around $720,000. So another indicator that they're not far off, because the actual value, it can differ a little bit. This line is not exact science. We could be getting a little bit more per square foot, and we could also be getting a little bit less per square foot. Next thing I'm going to look at is a market analysis, where I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of the home at 200 Bentley compared to the other homes in the area that are most similar. This was a difficult market analysis, guys, mainly because the neighborhood that we're in, we have a home that was built in 1900. Obviously, it's been added on to, but all of the homes in that neighborhood are 1990s homes. And then if we go over to the homes that are more similar, we're going to start to put ourselves in Zionsville Village, and those homes traditionally pull more per square foot than outlying homes that are similarly built in the 1900s. So we're going to pull all the houses, and we're going to look at what our average comes up with. We are going to have some outliers. We'll kind of disregard those, but we'll see what the numbers say. The only thing I use this page is I want to see, on average, how long is it taking these homes to sell, and on average it's taking 100 days, so about 3 months. That's not bad for the price range. You are going to see some of these homes, they're going to be a little bit eccentric, so they do take a little bit longer to market, especially some of the homes in the village. So when we compare our home to the home at 20 South 6th Street, we're going to make some adjustments just like an appraiser would. So we're going to see a difference in square footage, so we're going to see an adjustment in our favor. We're also going to have a much larger basement, so we're going to see that adjustment in our favor. We've got 2 more full baths in comparison to this home, so we're going to see an adjustment in our favor. They do have 4 fireplaces, so we'll see an adjustment against us. We've got a 3-car attached garage versus their 2-car attached garage, so we'll see an adjustment in our favor. And then we've got a substantial difference in land, so we've got 3/4 of an acre more than that property, so we're going to see a big adjustment in our favor there. So when we're looking at that home at $699,000 after adjustments, that would put an estimated value on our property at $772,000, and I would take that with a grain of salt because this home is in the village. So they are going to perform a little bit better than homes that are not just inside the village price per square foot. And you can jump right over to this next home and you can see after adjustments on this home, that's going to put us close to $900,000, which is obviously very unreasonable for the house. And this is why we pull several houses. We're going to see homes on this list that put us down close to $600,000, but we want to get a large enough sample size to where we can justify a value. So next 2 homes, we're going to see after our adjustments based on those differences, that's going to put us at an 887 and a 677 value after adjustments. Next 2 homes after adjustments, that's going to put us at a 714 value and a 605 value. 2 more homes, we're going to see a 714 value after adjustments and a 675 value after adjustments. So when we crunch those numbers, that's going to give us an average price, an average adjusted price of $743,000. It's going to give us a high of that $897. We saw where that came in, and a low of a $605, and the median's going to be around $714. Now what I really like about these numbers is we're starting to see a trend. We're starting to see that median and that average look like a few of those other estimations. So it's a good indication that the price is not unreasonable. And we can feel free to negotiate to come up with the best price that we can get for the home sale and be confident that we're not going to be overpaying for the property. If I were listing this house, I would have actually listed it at $750,000, and I would have used data from the market to adjust my price from there. Hope this is helpful, guys. We will definitely chat about this afternoon or this evening. Let me know if you have any questions.